The soft morning sunlight spread across the school playground. The prayer bell had just rung, and students rushed toward their classrooms. Among them was Arav, a quiet boy, good at studies, and kind at heart. And then there was Shah, cheerful, full of life, and the girl whose smile could brighten any room. They were in the same class, but they had never really talked. Until one day, everything changed. Their first meeting. During the math class, the teacher asked Shah to sit next to Arav. Shah smiled and said, "Hi, I'm Shah." Arav looked a little nervous but replied, "Hi, I'm Arav." That simple moment became the beginning of a beautiful story. A friendship begins. Soon, they started talking every day, sharing notebooks, borrowing pens, sitting together during lunch, laughing at silly jokes. Slowly, they became best friends. Shah liked how calm and caring Arav was. Arav liked how Shah's laughter made everything feel lighter. Sometimes Arav thought, "I wish this friendship never ends." When feelings start growing. One day, the school organized a drawing competition. Shah was nervous about participating. Arav encouraged her, "You'll do great, I believe in you." And he was right. Shah won first prize. With happy tears in her eyes, she said, "If you hadn't supported me, I would never have tried." That day, Arav realized something important. This wasn't just friendship anymore. It was love. Confused hearts. Arav started thinking about Shah all the time. In class, at home, even in his dreams. But he was scared. What if she doesn't feel the same? What if I lose her friendship too? Shah felt the same confusion. She liked Arav deeply, but she was afraid to say it. So both stayed silent, loving each other quietly. The school festival. The annual school festival arrived. Shah was performing a dance, and Arav was helping with stage decoration. During practice, Shah slipped and hurt her foot. Arav ran to her immediately. "Are you okay?" he asked worriedly. She smiled despite the pain and said, "Now that you're here, I am." Their eyes met, and in that moment, their hearts spoke what their lips couldn't. A friend's advice. Arav shared his feelings with his best friend Rohan. "Bro, I really like Shah, but I'm scared to tell her." Rohan smiled and said, "If your love is true, don't let fear stop you." That night, Arav made a decision. Tomorrow, he would tell her everything. The confession. After school the next day, Arav asked Shah to meet near the library. His heart was racing, his hands were shaking. He finally said, "Shah, I don't know how you'll feel about this, but I can't hide it anymore. I like you, not just as a friend, but much more than that." There was silence for a few seconds. Then Shah smiled, her eyes shining. "Arav, I wanted to say the same thing. I like you too." In that small corner of the school, their world felt complete. A new journey. From that day, they became more than friends. But they made one promise. First studies, then love. They helped each other with homework, motivated each other to do better, and dreamed about their future together. Their love made them stronger, not weaker. A hard goodbye. One day, Shah came to school with tears in her eyes. "My dad got transferred, I have to move to another city." Arav felt his heart sink. Shah whispered, "Everything will end now." Arav held her hand and said, "No, Shah, distance doesn't end true love. It only makes it stronger. Far, yet close." Even after she moved away, they talked every day. Phone calls at night, messages during breaks, video calls while studying. They missed each other deeply, but never lost hope. Years later, time passed. Both Arav and Shah grew up and became successful in their own lives. One day, their school organized a reunion. They met again in the same classroom, where their story had begun. Arav smiled and said, "This is where everything started." Shah replied, "And this is where we learned that true love doesn't depend on age. It depends on the heart. Not the end, but a beginning." Whenever someone asks them, "How did your love story begin?" they smile and say, "From a school bench, and from two hearts that found each other." After the school reunion, Arav and Shah sat on the old classroom bench where everything had started. The memories felt fresh, as if no time had passed at all. But life had changed them. They were no longer shy students. They were adults now, stronger, wiser, and more confident. Arav looked at Shah and said softly, "Life took us in different directions, but somehow, it always brought us back together." Shah smiled, because real love never gets lost. New dreams, new challenges. Soon after the reunion, both returned to their busy lives. Arav worked hard to build his career. Shah followed her dream of becoming a teacher. But now, they had one more dream. A future together. They started planning slowly, not rushing, not forcing anything, just letting love guide them. When life tested them again. One evening, Arav got an opportunity to work abroad. It was a big chance, the kind that comes only once in a lifetime. But it also meant leaving Shah, again. That night, they sat quietly on a park bench. Arav finally said, "This opportunity can change my life, but I don't want to lose you." Shah held his hand and replied, "If your dream is important, then it's important to me too." Love doesn't mean holding someone back. It means helping them fly. Arif's eyes filled with tears. That's when he knew. This was not just love. This was soulmate love. Promises across distance. Before leaving, Arif made a promise. No matter how far I go, my heart will always stay with you. Shah smiled. And no matter how long it takes, I'll wait. They hugged. Not like teenagers afraid of goodbye, but like adults who trusted their love. The long wait. Months passed. Then a year. They faced problems like every couple. Missed calls, busy schedules, misunderstandings. Sometimes Shah felt lonely. Sometimes Arif felt helpless. But whenever things felt heavy, they remembered one thing, why they started, not because of attraction, not because of fun, but because of respect, trust, and friendship. A beautiful surprise. One day, Shah received a message from Arif. I'm coming home, and this time, not to leave. She couldn't believe it. At the airport, when she saw him walking toward her, time seemed to stop. Arif stood in front of her and said, I've seen the world, but nowhere felt like home without you. The most special question. A few weeks later, Arif invited Shah to their old school. The school was quiet. The classroom was empty. Arif stood near the same bench, where they had once shared notebooks and dreams. He looked at Shah and said, This is where I fell in love with you. And this is where I want to ask you something. He went down on one knee. Shah, you have been my friend, my strength, my happiness. Will you be my forever? Shah covered her mouth in shock, then nodded with happy tears. Yes, 1,000 times yes. From school love to life love. Their love story that began with shy smiles and stolen glances was now turning into a lifelong promise. Friends, family, teachers, everyone who once saw them as innocent schoolmates, now admired their journey. Wedding day. On their wedding day, Arif whispered, Do you remember our first day together? Shah laughed. Yes, you couldn't even look into my eyes. Arif smiled. And now, I can't imagine my life without seeing them every day. They didn't just marry each other. They married their memories, struggles, and dreams. A message for everyone. Years later, when students asked Shah, now a teacher, Ma'am, do school love stories really last? She smiled and answered, They last. When love grows with time. When respect comes before romance. And when two people choose each other every day. The real ending. Arif and Shah often visited their old school. They would sit on that same bench and say, This is where our story started. And it taught us the most important lesson. True love doesn't rush. True love doesn't give up. True love grows, from a classroom to a lifetime. Quiet library. Sunlight filters through tall windows. Students are scattered around reading tables. Arif sitting alone, doodling in his notebook, mumbling to himself. If only someone understood my world. Mira walking in, holding a pile of books, scanning for a seat. To herself, I hope there's a quiet corner. She accidentally bumps Arif's table. His notebook falls. Arif, startled, picking up notebook. Oh, sorry, my fault, I should have moved it. Mira, smiling. No, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Oh, wow, are these doodles? She picks up a few sketches. They are playful caricatures of classmates and superheroes. Arif, blushing. Yeah, just drawing stuff. Nothing important. Mira, I think they're amazing. You have real talent. They exchange a shy smile. Arif looks surprised but happy. Lunch break connection. Setting. School cafeteria, lunchtime. Noise of chatter and clinking trays. Arif, hesitant, approaching Mira's table. Hi, can I sit here? Mira, gesturing. Sure, I'd love some company. Arif, so, you like books? Mira, excited. Yes, I just finished The Alchemist. Have you read it? They dive into a small conversation about books, sharing favorite quotes and laughing. Supporting friend whispering, teasing Arif. Dude, she's talking to you. Blink twice if you like her. Arif whispering to himself. Don't embarrass yourself. Hallway. Students moving between classes. Arif overhearing classmates teasing Mira about changing schools. Why do people have to be so mean? Mira noticing Arif's silence. Are you okay? You look worried. Arif nervous, avoiding eye contact. I'm fine. Just, tired. They walk together, small awkward laughs. A moment of tension, but subtle connection is growing. Playground and hallways. Funny moment, Mira trips slightly. Arif catches her. Both stumble, classmates laugh. Funny moment. They exchange secret notes during class, passing them discreetly under the table. Cute moment. Arif sketches a caricature of Mira singing during music class and shows it to her. She giggles uncontrollably. Mira, you're secretly hilarious, you know that. Arif, shy smile. Only around you. The camera focuses on their hands almost touching as they pass notes. Setting. Music room. Afternoon. Mira practicing singing. Singing softly, Arif listening from the doorway. Arif holding a